self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists back for another episode.
Percocet, Molly Percocet, Percocet, Molly Percocet, rep the set, gotta rep the set, chase a chick, never chase a bitch, mask on, fucking mask off, mask on, fucking mask off, Percocet, Molly Percocet, chase a chick, never chase a bitch.
That shit was brought to you by me watching viral videos.
This nigga would not stop humming this shit.
With mask off in the background because the viral videos are hilarious.
They are hilarious.
I don't like the song.
I don't either. I didn't even know the song. I just kept seeing all of these videos of like people screaming and somebody rapping about Molly's and Perkins. I was like, what is that? Because most people don't do what you just did. Most of the time it's that they doing that stupid ass noise. I was like, what is? I kept seeing the videos. I didn't know it was a real song, and that they were supposed to be emulating a flute. I did not know. So that was our version of the mask off challenge.
So I apologize for that, but there it is. Anyway, I need y'all to go check out the website, www.conversationconartists.com, where you can find our new episodes as well as the articles linked to them, our old episodes. And if you hover over to the left, you can leave us some mail feedback where you can either give us some kind of information, feedback, questions, or subscribe to our newsletter. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Mister__on_the_point.
And I can be found at Red_Calamity on Twitter and Instagram as well. Also, we are still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question that you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it in through the website, or you can send it in to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists with an S at gmail.com. And this week, the question is not a relationship question. It is, what is a TV series that you have seen every episode of?
Oh, Scrubs, Rick and Morty.
Okay.
I gotta keep thinking.
Rick and Morty, King of the Hill.
Oh Lord, King of the Hill. She watched King of the Hill constantly.
I love it.
There is a 80% chance that you're gonna walk into her house and King of the Hill is playing. A 10-10 split on ID channel and YouTube.
Yes, that's pretty much my life in a nutshell. I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah. Daria, I have the full complete set. I've seen all the Daria episodes and I've watched both of the movies.
I've seen Point of Interest. And that's my show.
Person of Interest.
Person of Interest. Did I say Point of Interest?
You said Point of Interest.
Person of Interest. My bad. I would be excited about a show I don't know the name of.
I used to could say Family Guy, but I haven't watched this last few seasons, so I'm behind.
Does it have to be a complete show, or can it be all of the episodes of a show that are currently?
It could be all of the episodes that's currently out.
Okay, so The Magicians.
I'm just now starting that shit, and it's amazing.
I like it.
I like the nerdy guy, the guy that like got into the school. Like
Quentin?
I like him. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He ain't nothing special about him though.
That's why I like him, because he plain as fuck.
But see, I like shows that have like a character catalyst that somehow is going to shock everybody somehow. That's what anime does.
Maybe
anime.
He will eventually get. He's flexing his magician powers.
They don't wait 2 seasons in to do that. I think he's just.
Well, ain't that what they did on Supernatural with Dean?
Supernatural, they
waited a long ass time to
different.
Let everybody know what was special about him.
That's different.
How is it different?
Because you're dealing with supernatural stuff, not
There's a magician. They got powers and shit.
No, you're dealing with like ghosts, like the supernatural, not like shit that ain't natural. Like supernatural, when in the context of that show, ghosts, demons, angels, spirits, genies, like. You can inherit powers in that show, and things can possess you, and it's so many different other ways in that show that you can come to have things. And this show, the context of it is, hey, this is a magical, fantastic school where everybody who gets accepted has some kind of magical abilities. 2 seasons in, The only thing we know about Quentin is that he can read. Is all I'm saying. So if he gets some more greater shit than that, I'm all for it. But like, if you're waiting 2 seasons in to do that, I feel like they changing the story for it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I still like it. It's cool.
So let's go with anime. We got Assassination Classroom. We got.
I've seen all of One Punch Man. That's the only anime
We got
I've
One Punch
watched.
Man. We have Tokyo Ghoul. We have Bleach. Those are the shows that I completed with that. I'm trying to. Oh, Lethal Weapon, the new Lethal Weapon. I really, really like that show. Like, I'm not really fond of Damon Wayans' character as I wasn't really fond of Danny Glover's character, you know, because he was just so uptight.
He's a straight-laced character.
Yeah, uptight, straight-laced, by the book type guy. And then you got this unhinged dude on the other side. For me, the story is truly following the unhinged guy.
Yeah.
And they capture it very well. And the show, the action components of the show, which you would expect from the character that's unhinged like that, it comes in the sense of he do real crazy, I don't expect this to happen stuff. And I think the value of the show for me is there's a lot of times where Damon Wayans' character, he follows along with it too. It's like the unhinged guy. I don't know I can't remember their names. Riggs and Murtaugh, but I can't remember which one is which, and I don't want to say the white dude. So, but the unhinged one, he seems to have this charisma that draws everybody in.
The white guy's Riggs, isn't he?
I think the white guy's Riggs.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
The white guy's Riggs.
So I think Riggs has this charisma about the show that draws people in. You know, either to help him or either to follow him when he's doing crazy stuff. But I just like how they telling the story. It's really good. It looked like they finna go into some different stuff in the show, but I like that show. Let me see. People of Earth. It's a show about this alien support group in this town where people have notably, supposedly been abducted by aliens. And so this journalist goes to do a story on this support group, and he kind of really rides them off as a bunch of kooks. And so when he's leaving the town, turns out he got abducted by aliens, but he don't remember really. He just having these flashbacks of scenes, and then he go to the group to let them know, and they can tell he been abducted by aliens. And so he turns out to start being a member of the group. The arc of the show is a surprise though. I'm not going to give a spoiler alert, but it's a good show. I like it.
Is it a comedy?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's very subtle humor.
I like subtle humor.
It's a bunch of offbeat characters put together that are expected to be kind of kooky because don't nobody in the town believe them. Everybody think they kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So in a way, all of them are kind of a little bit crazy, you know, because it's the extreme personalities that experience those kind of things supposedly. But that's
I started
a good show.
watching Silicon Valley. I haven't watched all of it because it's like it comes on Stars. It's like have you ever watched what is that show with them Workaholics?
I've seen like clips and gifs, but I haven't seen
It's like a very much more toned down version of Workaholics. It's a bunch of computer geeks that work in Silicon Valley, and one of them comes up with this algorithm that allows you to decompress like files at like an exponentially faster rate than what has previously been done. And so the company that he worked for at first was just going to offer him like $3 million just to give it to him. And then he was also being courted by this other company that said, I will give you, I think they said like $200,000 for like 5%. And he was like, I have an offer for $3 million. He was like, yeah, but I'm also giving you control of your company, and I'm only taking 5%. So it's just them like trying to figure out. They're all geeks and like not sure of themselves, and so him and his friends trying to build this company, and they keep running all kind of problems. It's a lot more a tame version of Workaholics. Workaholics, they be smoking weed and doing all kind of fuck shit. But they're misfits the same way that the men in Workaholics is. So
I've seen the OA, which after I finished watching it, I went straight to Google and I put these exact words in. What the fuck is the OA. I don't know what the hell I watched. I really don't.
I didn't watch it after you told me that.
And I stuck with it because I was like, you know what? Everybody is talking about it. It's basically about angels somehow. And it leaves you with a cliffhanger. What's the name of those kind of endings like at the end of the Dream movie?
The Dream movie?
Yeah, with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, Inception.
What is the name of those movies where they leave you with a cliffhanger?
Where you have to try to figure it out for yourself, or just
yeah,
for
like
yourself.
It leaves you with one of those like cliffhanger type ideological. What did I experience?
Yeah, because Inception, it was he awake or was he not? Because the top was spinning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was weird. If you get into it, you need to go read some reviews before you get into it, because otherwise you're gonna think it was a waste of time, potentially, maybe like I did.
I've seen all of Sailor Moon. Does that count as what is Sailor Moon?
Have you seen all of it?
No, but what genre would Sailor
Anime?
Moon? Okay, I do like anime there because I was a Sailor Moon.
You like anime anyway.
One Punch Man.
You just gotta find it.
I did like Sailor Moon, and I've seen all of Sailor Moon. Tuxedo Man.
I think you should watch Psycho Pass. I've also seen all of that.
What is that?
Psycho Pass is a show about a world in which they've created a machine that you can point at people and determine whether they're psychologically healthy or not.
You told me about this. Yeah, you told me about this.
And when you point the machine at them, if they're psychologically unhealthy, it says capture them, they need counseling. If it deems that they are too psychologically gone, like a rapist or a murderer or somebody that's psychotic, when you shoot the gun at them, it's going to kill them.
Shit.
You know, that's what it is.
Damn.
And so the show is about challenging a system. The catalyst of the show is a police detective that really is skeptical of a system that gets to determine that. And the protagonist of the show is a bad guy who tries to show the flaws in how that system can mess up, because he like manipulated the system and they started killing regular people by accident. So it was just challenging the whole system of that. But it's a show about, you know, psychological well-being that they put action components into. So for therapists, that's a cool show to watch.
Huh.
I really kind of need to watch it again. But also Daredevil season 1 and 2, Luke Cage. I have not seen Iron Fist because people were kind of, you know, down talking for a while.
Yeah.
I didn't finish Jessica Jones. I will barrel through these things before the Defenders comes out. And the Punisher, I've been seeing pictures of him, but the Punisher in Daredevil season 2, like, he played the hell out of that role. I am looking forward to seeing the Punisher season 2. But also what I'm about to start watching is Dear White People.
Oh yeah, I gotta watch that.
I've just been seeing positive things about it. It just released, so I really want to get into that.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Somebody asked me about that this weekend. I was like, not yet. I gotta watch it though.
I know I'm missing a bunch of shows in this list.
I mean, it could go on forever. I think maybe that was just an idea of the kind of shit we watch. If you have a question that you would like for us to answer on the show, you can send it in through the website, or you can send it in through our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. I have something I want to say before we get into like our stories. So I went with my friend on Saturday for him to get his tattoo, and we were in the parlor and they had like a TV on. And I don't know what movie this was. I wish I knew, because this is the coldest fucking answer to "I love you, do you love me" that I've ever heard. Like, apparently this guy, and actually it was what's the guy that like cursed out the people on set? Was it Christian Bale?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is in the movie. I don't know what movie it was, but apparently he got something going on, and like his wife, he ain't being honest with her, and she was like, you know, I just need you to be honest with me. I just need you to tell me what's going on. And she crying and all of this, and she was like, you know, I just need you to let me in. So then she looks at him, tears in her eyes, and she says, "Do you love me?" Do you know what this nigga said?
What'd he say?
This nigga looked at her and said, "Not today."
Damn.
I know that was my response. I'm sitting in there, and out loud, I was like, damn. And then everybody started laughing because they were thinking the same shit. Because it was cold as fuck. Like, she's sitting there crying, and she's like, "Do you love me?" He was just like, "Not today." I was like, that is some cold ass shit.
That's fucked up.
It is. was totally not expected. Because, you know, usually when you have a scene like that and you have a woman that says that, the guy's like, of course I do, or like something to that effect. So I was totally not expecting this motherfucker to say, not today.
So what do you do if a man tell you that one day?
I don't know. What do you do? Like,
clearly you're deep in love with this person, and clearly they fucking up some way. Now, but for your sake, they not fucking up to the point that you'll leave them. They ain't cheating
I'm
or
gonna
doing
leave after you said that.
No, that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what would you do?
Where we gonna go after this? You didn't look. I'm crying, which I don't even cry a lot, so like that would be huge. I'm sitting here crying, and you look at me and said, "Not today, nigga." What? No. What you do after that? What is the response to that? I wouldn't even know how to respond to that. Not today. What you mean, not today? What? Like. I would not know what to say to that because it would be totally unexpected. Because who the fuck says that? Like everybody that was watching it was just like, what? It was so unexpected for him to be like, not today. And he said it with such a straight ass face, like, not today. And she's just like crying because what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say after that? Then they cut to something else because.
What are you supposed to say?
It ain't nothing to say. Shit, you just walk.
So is that something you leave, or is that something you can be like, well, I hope they love me tomorrow?
Ain't no, Because you know what? Even when I'm fucking up, you should still love me if you love me. You might not like me in that moment. But if I say, do you love me? And your answer is anything but yeah, we got a problem. Not today. That's some cold ass shit. This nigga just not today. Straight face. He wasn't emotional or nothing. He was just not today.
Well, I guess you know who the hell you married at that point in time.
I feel like it's like I gotta look it up. I feel like it is like a supernatural movie, and maybe he was like because she kept saying, I know what you are. And I came in on it, you know, in the midst of the fucking movie. So I know Christian Bale. That Christian Bale was the motherfucker that said, not today. So I know he's in it. And I think Logan, what's the guy that plays Logan?
Plays Logan
from X-Men. He
mean
plays
Wolverine?
His name
Why
is
did you
Logan.
say Logan and not Wolverine?
No, because old man Logan, that movie's out and that just fucked with me. Wolverine. Hugh Jackman's in it too. I don't know what it is.
It was just odd for you to say Logan. So I was trying to think of a fucking Logan outside of Wolverine, and I don't know. Okay.
Wolverine. I don't know. I gotta find that movie so I can watch the whole thing. I need some context. I need to understand why the fuck he was so cold.
Is it The Prestige?
Maybe. It could have been The Prestige. Now that you say that, I feel like I remember him maybe in it when it advertised. If the two of them are in it and it's set in like the like whatever, like
it's The Prestige.
Okay, I gotta watch that shit. Cause I need to know what the fuck he got going on. And he looked at that bitch and said, not today.
Have you seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because Hugh Jackman is in it. Yeah.
Okay. That's what it is.
I think it's a movie about like two magicians battling. I'm not even gonna act like I know what the hell it's about. I know it's about
that's
something.
what it was presented at, but the way she said it is like he got something else going on. So maybe he's presenting himself as a magician and he's really not. I don't know. I gotta watch it now because I need some background as to why this motherfucker was like, not today. I want to understand. The shit was crazy.
So looking this up on Google, I came across a joke that says, "What do you call it when Batman skips church?" Christian Bale.
Whack, but funny.
You know, it's the genre of them lame jokes, dad jokes.
Christian Bale.
Anyway.
My God. But yeah, so that was just so astounding, and I was so shocked because again, usually in a movie when somebody says, "Do you love me?" it's yes or of course or you know I do or not today.
Well, you know what? I think that's a setup question though. Like that's a setup question in a relationship.
Setup question?
Why would you ever ask somebody, "Do you love me?"
I mean, she was talking about
if you expect somebody to always say yes, I do. You should never ask that question.
You gotta know though. Maybe you don't. Shit. Maybe your answer is gonna be not no more.
It's it's my belief that if you have to ask the question, you already know the answer.
I feel like she did. She was like saying that she was gonna take the kids and leave, and I guess his answer to this question was gonna determine if she stayed. I don't really know. Again, I ain't got no background. I really don't know what the fuck was going on because we just came in when in the middle of this movie, and I just remember him being like, "Not today." Like,
but
shit.
That goes into something that we don't have very much of anymore, where like channel flipping, because of Netflix, because of Hulu, because of Fire Sticks, because of Amazon Video, because of all of these different formats, you rarely run into like the middle of a movie and not know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you pretty much choose whatever you want to go to and go to it. You kind of got to go into a tattoo shop that's watching movies to go into a middle of a movie. Like, what is this? I want to see the rest of this movie.
And now I got to watch The Prestige because I have got that. It was cold as fuck. I'm like, it was crazy. Like, everybody in the room was just like, shit. This nigga said not today. Goddamn. Like, it was crazy. So now I got to watch The Prestige. I'm probably going to watch it tonight. That'll be, ladies, instead of King of the Hill,
ladies,
watch The Prestige.
men's. If you ever have to ask somebody, do you love me? You might as well be packing your shit today. Because they done enough for you to feel like you need to ask that question. Don't ask it. And you definitely shouldn't ask it if you expect somebody to say yes all the time. Like if you
definitely don't expect them to say not today. What the fuck?
Then you shouldn't be asking questions you don't want the answer to.
That's what my mama always told me. Don't ask a question. If you ain't prepared for the answer, don't ask it. And the answer may not always be what you want to hear.
My brother said the same shit to my grandmama. My grandma was like, JD, do you smoke weed? He said, he looked at Dad and I said, yep. And he said, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, Granny. She was like, oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. Okay. Let's just start with the Fyre Festival.
All right. Fyre Festival.
So apparently, Ja Rule and a businessman got together and decided that they were going to put on a music festival like Coachella or any of these other music festivals. The tickets were quite expensive because it was in Bermuda or the Bahamas.
It was like off a remote island off of one of those places.
So people paid lots of money.
Now, tickets were ranging from $4,000 up to $12,000 for a VIP, and higher than that if you wanted like a yacht. Yeah. Like you could get a yacht, and people were paying all of this money for this experience.
So then some of the people got there. Because not everybody even got a chance to go because, like, after a while with all of the fuck shit that was going on, they were like, we not taking no more people. We just going to give you your money back. I would have preferred to be one of those people because the people who actually made it to the island, got to the island and found that their luggage had been lost. They got to the island and found out that all of the accommodations that they had said that they were going to have for them were lies. They had these raggedy ass tents with like mattresses on the floor.
Were like not FEMA camp tents, but tents that the government had used for something at some point. That's what I read. It was.
Set them up. It had mattresses that got wet because it had rained like the night before everybody got there. They did not have like facilities with water, no sewage, none of that. They didn't have food for these people to eat. Like it was fucking bad. So bad that like after a while, they stopped accepting planes in. So there's a video on Instagram of somebody recording the captain of the plane saying, we just got notification from the island. They're not taking any more people. So I would have preferred that. I would have preferred to be the motherfucker on the plane that was like, oh, they ain't taking no more people. You got to get off the plane. Then I would have been the motherfucker that got there and had to live in these homeless ass tents for however the fuck long it took them to like work this shit out. It was terrible. It was terrible. So of course everybody was mad at Ja Rule because he the more known of the two. And all of these memes and shit been made, putting his face on Joanne the scammer. He scammed these people out of their money and all of this shit. And Ja Rule like made a statement where he said, this ain't my fault, but I'm going to take responsibility. It's not my fault, but that ain't taking responsibility if you lead off with, it's not my fault. You're not taking responsibility. You can't say it ain't my fault, but I'm gonna take responsibility. How can you say that? You're not taking responsibility.
Because taking responsibility is correcting the problem. If he corrects the problem, if the steps he's taking moves into correcting the problem, then he has taken responsibility.
He didn't correct the problem. The businessman said, now I don't know who corrected the problem, but the businessman was the one who said he went and tried to do everything that he could and that they were going to give everybody their money back. My thing is, shouldn't the campground, like, this should have been set up well before these people started flying in. Like, and you should have been prepared. Any kind of a tropical motherfucking it rains, motherfucker. Like, you should have been prepared for that. You shouldn't have been caught off by rain in a tropical on an island. Like, what the fuck? It rains there. That's why it's tropical, because there's a lot of moisture, a lot of rain. You should have been prepared. And then let's just not even talk about the tent. Let's say, you know, Mother Nature came in and stuck her foot up their ass, and they didn't have no control over, like, the weather and the tents. They didn't have no food for these people. People were posting pictures of these struggle meals that they were giving them that was literally bread, a slice of cheese, and some salad without dressing. Like, you didn't even have food. This was supposed to be luxury, like top of the line, everything, like yachts and filet mignon and all of this shit. And I got a slice of cheese and some bread and some salad without salad.
These motherfuckers got off the plane and walked into a fucked up childhood. Wet mattresses, feral dogs all around here, sleeping outside, can't get a good meal. Don't know where my clothes and shelter is. They walked off into a fucked up childhood. That's what they did.
You get off with this Louis Vuitton carry-on into this motherfucking bomb site. Like, it was just terrible.
I think the problem, because I was reading about it. Oh, and their website, if you go to fyrefestival.com, their website has the most watered down, pity us please because we tried version of a story of what happened. It has statements like, the infrastructure for a festival of this magnitude needed to be built from the ground up. We didn't prepare for that. The team was overwhelmed. Everyone was concerned for our guests. Like, it's a watered down ass version of everything that's going on. But I think what happened is they had this visionary idea that they was going to go to this remote island location that nobody ever goes to have shows.
Maybe it's the reason nobody ever.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a reason, nobody has had that idea and doesn't do that, because they went to this place and it turns out the infrastructure in terms of sewage and water wasn't set up. And so instead of building on an already existing infrastructure, like when you go to places that have concerts, already have these kind of festivals, everything is in place. All you got to do is hire people to be where they're going to be at. But see, for this, so let's say Beyonce having a concert at a place where people been having concerts for 20 years. It's people there.
Yep.
The system is set up. Yep. They can just move everything where they need to. When you do this on an island where you don't have people, where they don't normally set up for these kind of things, where the infrastructure is not set up for a mass amount of people to come participate, this is what happens. They had this visionary idea that turned into fucking a privilege check on people with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you, if you're gonna spend $4,000 on this shit, $12,000? To me, that's a $4,000 lesson you need to learn.
Cause look, let me tell you, so I could become a billionaire tomorrow, okay? And this may be my poor mentality, the fact that I was poor and then became rich and wasn't just born into riches. But I'm not going to be the first motherfucker that I'm going to go to Coachella. I'm going to go to these well-established music festivals. Absolutely. Some shit called the Fyre Festival that is his first year out, and they thought it was a good idea to tag Ja Rule name to it. I'll wait till next year. Let me know how this shit goes for y'all motherfuckers, and I'll get a yacht next year. But this year, nope. I'm going to let y'all go and be the test dummies. I'm not going to be... No, I'm not going to be the test subject for some shit.
But see, that's like because of the magnitude of the event. Here in Birmingham, if they had some shit saying, hey, free ass food, hey, Common, The Roots, all your favorite people going to be here, hey, you going to be able to play different games. It just sound amazing.
That shit would be free.
What
These motherfuckers paid $4,000 to $12,000.
But what if it ain't free? What if it's just really cheap? $5-10.
And it's the first time and it's in Birmingham.
It's something. Listen, it's something that you or a whole bunch of other people will go to, giving it a shot.
Apparently, a whole bunch of this Fyre Festival was that thing. I'm just saying. First of all, I watched too much ID channel. I've watched too many like horror movies to want to go on an island that ain't nobody ever been on it before. That don't sound appealing to me. That sounds scary as fuck. That sound like some deep blue sea.
Shit, there's a game called Dead Island out here.
Yeah, see, there ain't nobody trying to do that shit because y'all gonna get on that island and the inhabitants of this island that's been inhabiting this shit that you didn't know about gonna come out and fuck everybody up. And I'm too scary to do some shit. I'm not going to no island. I'm sorry. It's surrounded by water. When shit get real, you just fucked up. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. That don't sound appealing to my black ass.
And you know what? Yeah, Ja Rule. Why would you? Look, I'm gonna tell you that. Look, this
what
input.
What would I do without my baby?
This input is for Ja Rule. Okay. Next time you get ready to do something big like this, because nobody will ever fucking trust you again.
Hell no.
You need to first put your name as Jeffrey on the fucking papers or whatever the documents, and you need to hire a black dude to represent you, because you are never ever going to be able to use your face, your name, and especially not no fucking Ja Rule.
Hell no.
Because one, it's a stupid name from the jump. Number two, it's a stupid name that got bullshit attached to it. Before this.
Even before this, he had bullshit attached to his name.
Now, you got this damn Fyre Festival shit attached to yourself.
And this shit attached. Because you didn't fuck with the motherfuckers with money. You didn't fuck up poor niggas like myself who might have paid like $40 for it. You fucked over people who had $4,000 to $12,000 plus to spend on a ticket to some shit. So they're not going to fuck with you no more after this. They don't trust you. My Louis Vuitton carry-all got fucked all up. Now I got to buy a new one because it wasn't anywhere for me to put it in the wet-ass tent that I was sitting in.
Make me think of that Dave Chappelle special where he be like, who the fuck who gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this? Fucking everybody in this context. Everybody gives a fuck.
He did
what
say
Ja Rule
that.
thinks.
He just fucking said that on these specials that came out, and now motherfuckers signing up for a Ja Rule event, or an event that thought it was a good idea to put Ja Rule's name on it.
It was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea. And it was a really terrible idea for Ja, because you already was out here in these streets looking real sad. Now, I mean, I don't know what you're going to do, because rapping is out. Event planning is out. I don't know what he going to do now. What's that going to happen? I don't know.
Go get a job at KFC.
If I go and go through the drive-through at KFC and hear that raspy-ass voice, that would be so fucking funny.
It would be.
It would be hilarious. I don't know.
Okay. So, President Obama is doing a speech. A $400,000 speech on Wall Street.
Yeah.
And people are angry.
Yeah.
People are angry about President Obama about to do this $400,000 speech. What you think?
They can suck a dick.
It's like that?
Yes, it is. Because your current president is out here running to play golf every fucking week. And it's costing billions of dollars in like fucking security. So, yeah. They can kiss my ass talking about Obama in this $400,000 speech.
I don't know the comedian's name who just did the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which Donald Trump and none of his administration showed up to.
Of course not.
He said that we should be happy that Donald Trump is going to play golf, because when he's doing that shit, he is not presidenting. As much shit as he can do without making presidential decisions, he need to be doing that shit. So go play more golf, Donald Trump. Like, play golf 24 hours out the day.
He look every week. He out here playing golf, costing us lots of money because he got to have Secret Service with him.
So I'm kind of torn on the speech thing as it pertains to President Obama.
Should he have just done it for free?
No. It's encompassing of a much larger problem. Now, I'm with Trevor Noah. He was the first black president. He do not need to be the first black president that turned down money for speeches after he leave office. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like, get that money, Barack Obama. Every single angle that the Republicans had an opportunity to they obstructed him at every single move. Now, it's the same thing that the Democrats are currently doing to the Republicans.
They're not doing a good job of it, though. The Republicans did a much better job of
No. President Obama did a lot of shit his first 100 days. Because the first 100 days is when you can use executive order. Mm-hmm. After that 100 days, you can't use it no more. That's why they were rushing to do so much shit. Because now, this is when the real obstruction comes into play. Like, you can't stop a president for enacting those executive orders in that first 100 days.
But they did, because they were found to be unconstitutional.
No, they didn't, because he wouldn't have been able to get the Affordable Health Care Act imposed.
Not all of them, but like the travel ban, he tried to do the executive order for that, and that was ruled unconstitutional. Twice.
Oh, you talking about from Donald Trump's side?
Donald Trump's side. No, yeah, I'm talking about Donald Trump. They ain't got shit done in these 100 days.
Everything President Obama tried to do actually made sense. The shit Donald Trump trying to do is just to try to appeal to this base that he got, because he said, I'm going to do all this shit.
If he say, did you read that AP, the transcript from that interview?
Mm-mm.
I really believe he's at the beginning stages of dementia. And I'm going to be on record, because when it come out, I want y'all to be like, Red Show said that man had dementia. It's more than him just not answering questions. This is how my grandmother started out. It's where you ask a question and they start answering, and you just be like, how the fuck we even get here? Like, what are we even talking about? I asked you about growing up, and now we somehow done got on like what's a good quality turnip. I don't understand how we got here. That is, and I don't think it's just him trying to avoid answering the questions. I really think he just loses track and just start talking about whatever the fuck. Like, I want to be on record saying I think that Donald Trump is in the beginning stages of dementia.
So the first part of me is like, get that money, Barry. Do your thing. You serve the country, go do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Including making that money. Now, he's supposed to be going to Wall Street talking about health care. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the context of that speech is. Could be good, could be bad. But the problem is the overarching issue of lobbying in politics. If every single politician knows that once they leave office, they can go do $400,000 speeches a year, how cozy are these businesses and corporations going to be trying to get to that administration? It ain't just about President Obama. It's about the whole genre of lobbying as it pertains to Washington.
But he's not the only one.
I know. And that's why part of me is saying that he shouldn't be the first one to have to sacrifice for it.
Nope.
But this is a big ticket speech. $400,000 is a lot for a speech, even in the context of people that do it. My whole ideals have been about getting that lobbying out of Washington and getting that money away. So under the umbrella of how I feel about that stuff, I can't fully agree with President Obama taking $400,000, because let's say, and I'm making this up on point, which is right now, if you got friends, mm-hmm. and you're objectively trying to show all of your friends that they are all equal, mm-hmm. but you're amazing. Like, you're fucking fantastic, and mm-hmm. your friends all want to be number one. All of your friends are going to be trying to show you out. Now, if you got one friend that's wealthy, and every time you go over their house, it happen to be $1,000 in a gold line case for you, then you might be inclined to call that friend a little bit more. You might be inclined to text that friend a little bit more.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You definitely going to be inclined to gravitate towards that friend, and I think that's the context of lobbying. And it's not only the politician, because I don't think President Obama would do shit in office that would represent, and I don't think he did shit in office that would represent cozying up to corporations. Mm-hmm. Even though, a lot of people consider him corporation friendly. But when you think about a Donald Trump, when you think about a George Bush, when you think about all the people in this cabinet, imagine what these corporations are going to be willing to invest in these next 4 to 8 years to try to, imagine how many of them going to say in a private meeting, hey, if you're thinking about a job after you leave the White House, we got a job for you. We can give you $100,000 a year to be like a correspondent. You work 20 hours a week. You take vacations, you get access to the private jet. We just need you to kind of be a little bit lenient on this kind of legislation.
But you don't think that shit already happens?
I think it happens exclusively in Washington.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I have a problem with anybody does it.
How do you control that though? By saying they can't take any engage, like how would you?
That's what Donald Trump has proposed. One of the only parts of the legislation that he's done that I think has some value to it. First off, nobody in his administration can, work for a lobbying group 5 years after they leave. That don't mention speeches or anything, but like if you told all these people in Washington, hey, you can't do these things after, like you can't accept money from any foreign governments after you work a government position. That's what's going on with Michael Flynn. After you work a government position, you can't accept money from foreign governments. Like those are important things to know. When you're being in a position to have secrets, it's gonna look real funny if you're working for somebody in another government.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why this administration is in trouble right now.
So that rule is a national security rule, but as it pertains to how much money is in Washington and how much money these corporations are willing to put into Washington to get the outcome that they want, it just looked bad for President Obama to take $400,000 and give it to Wall Street, even though he's been talking shit about Wall Street for 8 years. But the thing is, and I'm going to give this to him, we don't know what company is giving him $400,000. We don't know what that company does. I mean, clearly, it ain't Goldman Sachs. It might be somebody that is actually seeking to try to find a better way to help healthcare. We don't know, but it still don't really look good in that context of there's somebody willing to give a freshly gone president $400,000 and he gonna do it, And so I think it sets a bad precedent for future administrations and what business is gonna be able to say.
I mean, part of it, I feel like he was offered it. I think Donald Trump is helping him. And being offered like more money than the average even president would have been. Look at what you got to get.
And from my perspective, $400,000, that a Barack Obama speech is worth that.
To me, it is.
The brother can speak.
He can, at his ass off.
He speaks with passion and he speaks with intent.
He's so eloquent.
Yeah, he mean what he say.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I
You
like
leave
that.
his speech and be like, yes, I'm gonna fucking do something.
President Obama's speech is worth $400,000, and so that's why the dilemma between me comes into play. Should you just accept the less just because, if somebody is willing to pay you that much,
and he's absolutely worth it.
Yeah,
100%.
and you worth it, and they will pay you for it. Usually, when they will pay you for it, then that's what your worth is.
Yeah.
Why would you not take it? Just on the principle base of idea, he done his job for the country.
He did, and they were ungrateful as a motherfucker the whole 8 years.
So in that vein, look, President Obama, get your money. But what's expected probably is for him to do something that's very, very charitable after that. Like Van Jones on CNN, which I used to like Van Jones, but I think he's more an acquired taste like, asparagus. But asparagus is delicious to me.
Asparagus is delicious.
In the context of a lot of people don't fuck with asparagus like that.
How can they not?
What
It's
about
delicious.
Brussels sprouts?
Hell no.
He's like Brussels
All
sprouts.
right. Fuck that shit.
Van Jones is Brussels sprouts of CNN.
I'm not gonna eat that.
But he said that he should have done like a poverty tour before he did something like this.
Yeah, good.
And it's like, I just don't understand why we put such drastic expectations on the president, ex-president of America, the United States of America.
Chase a check, never chase a bitch.
He got his woman. I ain't gonna say bitch in response.
Because
reference
I
to
would
Michelle
never
Obama.
use bitch in talking about her. Bitches in like this country, bitches in these motherfuckers out here. Don't chase them by giving them what they want. If he worth $400,000, so chase that check. Fuck these bitches out here. They can suck a dick.
And at the end of the day, is President Obama? Damn, I keep saying President Obama. I want to say it.
You know why? Because you want that.
Is he considered a private citizen now? Like,
are they ever private
I don't
citizens
know.
again? Because they have to have Secret Service for the rest of their
know.
life. So I don't
because a
think
part of me want to say, nigga, if you can get a job as the CEO of Goldman Sachs, get that shit. Go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's still going to look bad, but hey, do whatever the hell you want.
Well,
he spent
look.
8 years doing shit for everybody else.
And whatever he does is going to be scrutinized, like, regardless.
Yeah.
It's going to always be, well, he should have done this. Why he didn't do that? Like, that's... At this point, I feel like he really need to just do what the fuck he want. Because he's really not been able to do that shit for the last 8 years. And he looks so much younger and happier now that he ain't got that fucking weight on his shoulders no more. So good for you, Barry. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, so as y'all know, I'm natural. and I love it for numerous reasons. One of the main reasons that I love being natural is that I don't have to go sit in nobody's motherfucking shop. For all of you ladies listening that like to sit in the shop, no shade, do you. But for me, spending an entire Saturday in a chair for a motherfucker to give me a washing set is ridiculous. And I got tired of that shit. I would get so angry. And most of the time, it's because you didn't schedule too many heads. So then you think you gonna do mine, set mine, and then put me under the dryer while you do this other bitch shit. Dryer been there, went off 40 minutes ago. I'm still sitting here waiting for you to get back to me. And so you end up spending way more time. And it's annoying. Now, I've never been annoyed as this mom was about her son getting his hair cut. So a mom took her son to get his hair cut, and it was taking a little longer. Now, I ain't never been in a barbershop, but I could imagine that it's similar to a salon. Maybe not as long since y'all don't have as much hair, but like I feel like you probably got a little bit of a wait time when you go.
Well, it's normally more people waiting because there aren't appointments. Mm-hmm. And so, like with the salon, you get an appointment.
Don't make no difference.
I know. And you still end up waiting. In a barbershop, you pretty much walk in, and it's going to take 25, 30 minutes to get a haircut. But when you got 5 people in front of you, you got a situation.
Well, this mama was not here for that shit. And because the barber would not like hurry things along and get to her son, she pulled out her gun and told him she got 2 clips if he don't get to her son's head. Now, was that a little bit over the top? Absolutely.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
No, that's extremely fucking over the top.
She pulled a gun out and showed him the clips. And you know what? They still cut her son's hair. I would have told her, you get your crazy ass out of here. I ain't cutting shit now. Out. Bye. I would have put her out.
Most black barbershops in the hood. Everybody in there was carrying their pistols.
Wasn't nobody pulling it out on you talking about I got 2 clips for you. Wasn't nobody It's one thing for y'all to all have it in your concealed. It's another for a motherfucker to be waving it at you.
I'm just mentioning that to say how nonchalant people in the hood are when it comes to having guns pulled on them.
That's
like
fucking crazy.
It's not a big deal. I mean, like in a white barbershop, they'll be like, leave here now. We're not finishing this haircut. You have obstructed business today. We're going to call the police if you don't get out of here now. But in the hood, they be like, okay, mama, chill. Let me finish this fade, though. I would have fucked that boy hair up. Had that boy with a bowl out here.
Then she would have filled you with, no, because at this point, maybe she going to use the gun. Like, first of all, I don't do guns, but I come from a family of people that do. And my daddy always told us, you don't point a gun at nobody that you ain't prepared to use it on. You don't do that. You don't just be pointing guns at folks. So you don't get mad because you waited. That again, I understand. I hate waiting. And that's another reason why, because like everybody's like, well, why don't you go get a blowout? Like, look, go get it. It'll last longer than if you flat iron it. But guess what? When I flat iron my own hair, I know it's going to take about 2.5 hours because I got a lot of hair. But I can set my clock to that because I'm doing the shit. If I go get a blowout at the salon, I'm going to be there all goddamn day. And I don't have a Saturday to give to that. It's stupid. Now, for some women, getting their hair done is this amazing thing and they love it. They go get tracks and shit done every 2 weeks and all of this shit. And again, no shade to you, do you, boo-boo. But I'm not finna do that shit. It's too much. And I get angry. The last time I went to a salon, I was there getting my hair done. Some other stylist came in with an attitude talking about, you ain't giving me no clients, da-da-da-da-da. Now, the girl that was doing my hair was the owner. Instead of the owner being like, this is a business. I'm doing business. If you have some grievances, you need to come back after hours so we can discuss it. This bitch stopped doing my hair to go have a come to Jesus meeting with this heifer. I'm just sitting there like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm paying you to do my hair, and now I got to sit here while you go have a conversation with this motherfucker that ain't got nothing to do with my hair or anything. She ain't even working today. So after that, I was like, no. I was still getting perms at the time. I was just like, I just had to perm my own hair. If the shit fall out, it just falls the fuck out. Because this is not something I'm going to do again.
A lot of barbershop and salon culture is like being able to have dialogue in a context where you don't get to usually have dialogues with a random
I got
diverse
friends.
range of groups.
Well,
I'm not talking about for you. I'm talking about for the people that participate in that culture. Like, they go there for the dialogue, the conversation. And the last time I went to the barbershop, I just ain't heard so many dumbass, uninteresting, irrelevant opinions about shit in my life. And I feel like I was too smart to be where I was at. That's not to say that every single barbershop is like that. I'm pretty sure there's some geniuses out here cutting hair. Yeah. But the barbershop I went to, let me tell y'all this story. I was new to Birmingham, and I was new to going bald. Okay? If I let my hair grow out for a while, you can still cut it to where it blends in well and it look like I got a just low all around haircut. I go to this barbershop. And it's a dude with like 6 people waiting for him, right? 6 people waiting. I don't want to wait. It's another dude sitting in the back room. They said, we got a bar, we got seats available. I should have known right then at that moment.
Because don't nobody want this nigga.
Exactly. I should have known at that moment. Either this dude is fantastic, who they waiting for, or this other dude is shit. I put my money on this dude just being fantastic and the other dude being at least moderately all right. He was horrible. He fucked up my hair. He fucked up my mustache and my beard. And you know what? That wasn't the last straw of going to haircuts. That was me saying, I'm not fucking ever going back to that barbershop because that dude who is fantastic set my ass up. He knew. He know good and damn well that dude don't need to be nowhere damn cutting hair.
That's why he sitting in the back.
You know what I'm saying? His damn cousin done got a job because I own a shop and I'm good at this shit. But if you can hold clippers, you can get a job. It just messed me up. But what really stopped me from going to get haircuts and starting cutting my own hair, even at that same phase, like before I went bald, was they don't cut hair on Mondays in Birmingham here. I don't know if that's a universal barbershop principle, but Mondays, every barbershop was closed. And it just so turns out that I went to go get my hair cut on Mondays when I lived in another city where they cut hair on Mondays.
In Montgomery, the salons were closed on Mondays. Like, you weren't going to get your hair done on a Monday.
I could get my haircut on Mondays in Montgomery. And maybe the barbershop I went to just had different standards.
Yeah.
But when I came here, nobody does it. So I just started cutting my own hair, and it turned into a thing. It's cool. Yeah. And I know that like the natural hair movement is rooted in a whole bunch of, you know, our cultural beauty standards and what has been acceptable for women and stuff. So I definitely don't fit into that. But this fucking beard is not, like, I understand to a degree how difficult it is to maintain shit on top of your head.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Like, I have the option at least. Like, men are expected to have beards, and it don't really matter what my beard has looked like over the course of history. Ain't nobody ever told me I can't do shit because I got a beard, unless they had stringent beard standards. Yeah. Like, Red Lobster had, when I worked there, they had real stringent beard standards because I was me. They never told me to cut my beard, so it's like I just had a big beard running around that thing and nobody really cared. But I know I'm not a part of that stuff, but with my beard, like, it takes a lot. And I could just cut my beard off when I get ready. Like, you could cut your hair off when you get ready, but every woman ain't finna cut their hair off because they got natural hair. So,
and I mean, as far as, and I mean, my mom just cut her hair, and what I told her is because she's like, oh, it's only so much in the beginning. After you figure out your hair and what works, it don't. Like, my washing goes don't take me long at all now because I figured out the quickest and easiest way to do them. So, and regardless of how long it may take me to do a particular style of my natural hair, it ain't got shit on going and sitting in somebody's shop all day. And it literally is all day. Like, it's literally all day. And I have never, and it may because I grew up with 3 brothers, I just ain't never been the kind of person that liked that kind of shit. I don't want to go to the nail shop. I don't want to go get my hair done. Like, I don't do those things. Now, when I was living in Montgomery, when I was in college, you know, I had natural hair up until I got to college. And then I got to college, and the lady who did my hair was too far away. I didn't have a car my first year. So the easiest thing for me to do was to start getting perms because they last longer than me straightening my hair, and then the rain come by and the shit is all poofy. So I started getting perms in college. And I also started going to shops in college because was not familiar with doing my own hair because she had always done it. And my first experience was a shit because it was too. I'm like, y'all really sit here all day for this shit? Like, this is crazy. at one point I had a pixie cut. I don't even have that much hair on my head. You mean to tell me I got to sit here all day for this little bit of hair that's on my head right now? Like, seriously? So I went natural for a couple of reasons that are a little bit more deep and soul sisterish. But one of the top reasons was so I wouldn't have to ever sit in nobody's shop chair ever again. I clip my own ends. Everything y'all see done with this afro, I do that shit. I don't go to nobody ever because I ain't got time. So I feel her frustration. The gun was excessive. It was too much. She was a little crazy. But I feel the frustration of waiting for some shit. It's like, damn, we've been here all day. I got shit to do. This was not my only thing to do today, was to sit here with y'all motherfuckers and listen to y'all talk about how niggas ain't shit, because that's most of the conversation that happens in salons. How niggas ain't shit, or how you caught your nigga cheating, or how you finna go beat this bitch ass because she fucking with your nigga when you should really be beating his ass because he the one supposed to be with you, not her. Like, it's just stupid ass inane conversations that I'm just like, I was glad to get under the dryer. You can't hear shit under there. So I can like be at peace under the dryer because I can't hear these bitches talking.
It's like a show.
Yeah.
It's like, you say all of that, but it's just like Ratchet TV experience.
It is.
It's just like
I'm
Ratchet
not
TV
involved
in person.
in the Ratchet TV. See, and I'm sitting at home watching these niggas be
How
niggas.
involved are you in those conversations?
I mean, I gotta listen to them.
It's like going to a Broadway of Ratchet TV. You get to see motherfuckers acting that shit out right then. Actors and ratchetness. So I got like a whole slew of clippers, right? I got all kind of clippers to do my hair. I got shavers. I got clippers. I like buying a new one. Like, I want some bevel trimmers now. Like, that's the black-owned company that Nas is promoting and everything.
And if y'all would like for us to be if y'all would like to be a sponsor for the show, Bevel, listening. I see a lot of podcasts that are sponsored by Bevel. We're black. You have a beard.
I do have a beard.
And so it would be.
And I got a lot of clippers. But they expensive.
Yeah.
Well, the bevel clippers ain't as expensive as the ones that I use. They cost like $350. But I got a whole bunch of different shavers and clippers. And the problem is, I'm not a barber, and it's really hard for me to come on. Like, my mustache is very, very thin now because I kept fucking it up trying to get it to where I wanted it to be. So now it's like a pencil thin ass mustache. That happens sometimes when you decide to do your own hair and don't have any formal training in doing hair.
Oh,
now,
shit.
I didn't even plan on talking about this, but Shea Moisture, how do you feel? We talking about natural hair. We talking about salon. We talking about barbershops. Shea Moisture, how do you feel? I got Shea Moisture in my bathroom right now.
I got some in mine. I won't after I use it, because I bought that shit, so I'm going to use it. But okay, so here's what. I have used Shea Moisture from the time I cut my hair. When I had my little itty bitty fro, it was one of the few things that would work, that would make my hair, my hair is already curly, but it would clump the curls together good so it wouldn't just look frizzy, you know what I'm saying? Because when you first cut your hair, when you do the big chop, it's hard to keep your hair from just looking frizzy because it's so short. And Shea Moisture helped me out with that. So I will forever be grateful to them for that. But the problem is this. The reason why companies like Shea Moisture, companies like Camille Rose Natural, the reason why they exist is because once this natural hair movement came about, there was a need for products that catered to our hair that were not on the market. Now, that's not to say I use Aussie for my hair. That's not to say you can't use these other brands, but there was nothing that was catered specifically to our hair needs. You know what I'm saying? So all of these companies sprung out when the natural hair little revolution started. The problem with that Shea Moisture commercial is this. The commercial moves away, I feel like, from what the original intent of that company coming to the forefront was. Because in the commercial, you got one person of color, and it's a person who obviously is of mixed race, who has a very loose texture hair. My hair texture was not represented, and people who have like a coarse hair texture were not represented in that commercial, because that was the only person of color. Then you got other people talking about their issues with their hair growing up. You got a redheaded white lady. Like, it, none of the rest of, and I know that they were trying to be inclusive. My issue with that is we don't have to include white people in everything. We don't.
Question. Do you think that they were trying to put those people in to broaden who it looks like their product can be for? Or do you think that those people actually use the products aesthetically as black people? We just need to see that they are going to represent those hair textures that it came to the forefront from.
They're going to make new product lines. They don't make products that cater to the white women's hair. White women have straight hair. All the Shea Moisture stuff is for curly, coarse, textured hair. It's not for them. Now, they make body stuff that they could use, but none of the hair stuff, unless they're going to come out with a different line of products, ain't none of that hair stuff for them.
So you think this was more of a gimmick to try to expand how many people they are going to seek to use Shea Moisture?
Yeah.
And they
I could
probably
see maybe them
that.
using the shampoo, but like the conditioners and stuff, I feel like would be too heavy. White women's hair is not, our hair is a lot more coarse, it's a lot more strong. I just can't see it. Like, so no, I don't
end up stripping. They have some shit they need.
Probably so.
Conditioner probably be whooping their hair ass like the follicles. You put black hair conditioner on white hair and it just be like manhandling that shit. Like just put them in a chokehold like Terry Crews on Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, think about the difference. White women have to wash their hair a lot more often. If we wash our hair too much, they don't want their hair to get oily. Oily hair is bad for them. We need the oils in our hair. Like, that's why you can't wash your hair every day, because you'll wash out the oils and your shit gonna break off. So I just don't understand this idea that we have to include them in everything, especially when they so reluctant to include us in shit. Like, I feel like we should be able to have some shit that's just ours.
You're right. But you speaking for the culture. You're not speaking for the business of Shea Moisture. Like, they are business model. They made those decisions.
They did.
And I'm not saying they should have, because in trying to achieve accumulating a wider base, it looked like they minimized their main base, because there's a lot of people that's like,
they alienated the people, the original people that got them to where they could do some fuck shit like this, to where they can get some national attention. And because you know what, before this shit, Shea Moisture didn't really have no commercials. I think maybe I've seen like one other Shea Moisture commercial ever. But you see fucking Pantene commercials all the time. You see Aussie Moist commercials all the time.
Herbal Essence.
You see Herbal Essence commercials
on TV
all the time.
Orgasms because
you do not see commercials for most of these black products. So Shea Moisture, in order for them to do that, they basically sold out. Now, from a business standpoint, I get it. But I don't know how that's going to work out in the end, because if you alienate the top part of your base, we are the people that buy your shit. Even if you, like, white people are like, oh, look at the Shea Moisture stuff, and they go buy it. If all the black people that was supporting you stop buying your shit, it's gonna be a problem. I don't think that this gonna weigh out. I think you're gonna take a hit from it. And then they like came out with this little punk ass apology talking about they didn't realize that they were gonna be, if they weren't trying to be offensive and all of this shit after the backlash. But it's like, Camille Rose Naturals hasn't done that. Now again, does that mean that Camille Rose Naturals may never get a commercial on TV? Sure, but they don't need a commercial, because guess what? Every fucking person that is natural, that talk to somebody else natural, Miss Jessie's, Camille Rose Natural, like, it gonna be them same names that's gonna come up. We pass that around amongst ourselves. We don't need the commercials, and so they don't have to worry about that. Shea Moisture wanted to expand their brand, and they decided to go and do this fuck ass commercial, and all they did was it alienated the people who had been supporting them before. So, and I hate that, because I really like that curl enhancer smoothie. It works really well for my hair, but other shit worked well too. And because I had a YouTube channel, companies send me stuff, and I'm always trying stuff so that I have stuff in my video, so I don't have to use the Shea Moisture. So, and I'm gonna use what I got, and I'm just not gonna buy anymore.
Somebody like me, I'm waiting for Shea Moisture to go half price, and then I'm going to continue using Shea Moisture, because look, I got a Paula Deen cutting board. When Paula Deen did her whole racist bullshit,
that shit
I went to Walmart. I saw a 70% off section. I saw a big magical looking cutting board, and I went to go check out. And the girls up front said, "How dare you buy Paula?" And Walmart employees, by the way, which ain't really odd for Walmart employees to talk shit to you while you checking out, but they were like, "How you gonna buy Paula Deen? cutting board after she done. We know she be saying the N word and she be talking about black people like that.
Cause this shit is 70% off and it's a wonderful cutting board.
I was
bitch.
like, listen. One, she didn't refer to me as a nigga. And number two, the best thing a racist Paula Deen can do for me is get me a discounted cutting board, which she did. Thanks, Paula Deen. Your fucking products have been heavily discounted. Like, I feel like that's a slap in the face to her.
Yeah. And Shea Moisture is going to be that way. Like, and I hate that because I'm sure their products work for, and it's hard. Look, anybody who natural know, finding what work. You can watch all the YouTube videos in the world. Somebody hair can look the same as yours and not be the same as yours. So they telling you all of this shit that they use and you use it and you like, what the fuck? So it is so hard to find stuff that work for your hair. And when you find stuff that work, you want to hold on to that. Then you got a company that go out here and basically show you its middle finger. And now you back to square one trying to figure out what the fuck it is you're going to use on your hair from week to week. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be people who will just be like, shit, this the only thing that keep this head looking right. So I don't support what they did, but I support my hair looking good. And I'm not going to be upset with anybody that do that because I get it, because I know how hard it is to find stuff that works for your hair type. But I think that I have the luxury of a lot of different stuff works for my hair. And it's not that difficult for me to find things that, give me my little curly fro. So I am going to stop using Shea Moisture because I think it was a fuck-ass move. Especially when we got all of these issues with colorism and in the natural hair world of good hair and all of this shit. Then you're going to have this mixed bitch in the commercial and no other black folks. Like, for the people who have 4C hair that have really coarse hair, that's a slap in the face to them. They're not even represented in your commercial. It's fucked up. You going to have a mixed... Like the good hair mixed girl, because not all mixed women or mixed people have good hair. Some of them don't win the hair lottery. But you didn't even have good representation. Even if you were gonna expand or whatever, you could have had better representation for your own in the commercial. You just wiped us out basically and was like, here's this mixed girl, that should be enough. When most of the people who use your product hair don't look like hers. Because my hair showed as hell don't look. It ain't loose like that. My hair is curly, but it's little tight ringlets. It ain't no wavy shit like the mixed girl hair.
I know as a culture, we don't really discern this in a lot of different contexts when it comes to being wronged as a culture. Somehow we don't discern this, but there's a lot of companies that are ignorant to this stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of companies and people that just don't know or understand. And I'm pretty sure some out there that know and understand and just choose to go that route. I mean, I'm not sure if it should make a difference because let's say these companies that come out and apologize, they really didn't know and now they get it. They read Twitter, mm-hmm. They read think pieces, they read articles, they watch videos, and now they get it. You know what I'm saying? Should that still be an indictment on that person or on that group?
What Shea Moisture products do you use?
I don't even know. I can't tell you.
There's a story of the company and the beginnings of it. There's nothing about that story that would make me feel like they don't know. When you build your company based off the fact that we don't have representation, when you build your company based off the fact that we don't have people that make products specifically for us, you do know that that's going to be a problem for you to put a bunch of white bitches in your commercial and not have no representation for us. That's what you built your whole name off of. They do know.
What done happened, I'll tell you exactly what happened, okay? Shea Moisture, the Shea Moisture CEO, that they walk in the room like Jeffrey Joe Farr with the line on their head, with dreads hanging down, with the blackest of black kids with dashikis, and they said this is a company that we've grown for these reasons, but they leave the marketing division over to Todd and Becky.
And look, if you look up the marketing division for Shea Moisture, it's a bunch of white women. I kid you fucking not. It is a bunch of white women. And because that was another thing that was going around is how you ain't got no representation in the fucking room that's making the decisions for this? How you get a commercial like this? Because you didn't even hire representation in the room. You don't have people in the room. Of course they gonna put a bunch of white bitches in there so they feel represented. The fuck? Yeah, they gonna do that. Like most of their marketing.
You got
is
a whole
white.
bunch of people in the room that don't even need shea butter in their hair to make decisions about fucking shea butter.
If they put shea, they can't use shea butter to make their hair oily. They ain't gonna put that heavy shit in their hair.
Mm-hmm.
So, they know. When you get a chance, it's on every product that they have, they little story of how they came to be and how it started off with these old women cooking, making the shit they know that this is not a situation in which they had no idea. They know. Because when your whole company is built off of representing us and giving people products that they can use, then you don't put a bunch of white bitches in the commercial that you get. Like, you just don't do that. You don't, because you're going to alienate people, which you've done.
Well, for my beard, I use Scotch Porter. It's a black-owned company that is like a shampoo, a conditioner, a beard balm, and a beard protectorant. And this is the first time I've really gotten into caring for my beard. Usually I just wake up, brush it, it start looking crazy at some point, and I cut it. But like since I've been taking care of it, it's more pleasant, more days than not. It tell me don't do the whole process of washing until 5 days in. But like at day 3, I'm looking rough on my beard, so I gotta do something. But
I mean, if y'all for natural women, if you're looking for another black-owned hair product company, there's a list going around. Like I said, Camille Rose Naturals is amazing. Their stuff is a little pricey. But I've used the curl maker, I think is what it's called, and it works amazing. It's just expensive as fuck. Curls, I think, is black owned. As I Am, maybe black owned. Like, there's a list going around. So if you are wanting to jump ship from Shea Moisture, there are other black owned companies that you can support through buying their products, and the products work really good. So, yeah.
Hey, if you're listening to the show and you're looking for some products to try, you should go to phoenixdeeprooted.com. It's a brand that was started by a friend I know. She is a chemist and a stylist. So, like, she has the unique perspective of knowing how hair works, have worked with a bunch of different grades of hair, and she also knows the science behind what helps your hair. Go to phoenixdeeprooted.com and check that out. I'll put up some links and stuff.
Another black-owned business for you to support. So it doesn't have to be Shea Moisture. That's all I'm saying. There are a lot of other black hair product companies out there that have amazing products. So,
okay. LeVar Ball. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He is the father of Lonzo Ball and 2 other balls. You know, they the balls.
2 other balls?
Yeah. His kids, other kids, the balls.
That's so funny that they're the balls and they came from his balls.
And they play ball.
And they play ball. A lot
All
of
the balls.
balls going
All the
on.
balls.
All the balls.
But Lonzo Ball played for UCLA, and he's going into he was drafted by a team, I guess. I don't know. I don't really do sports.
Me either.
This is just a segue into something else, so bear with me if you're a sports person.
Yeah.
So his son played for UCLA. He's been so controversial.
The dad, not the son.
He been out here like just going on ESPN, Sports Center, making comments that he shouldn't be making.
He that dad that be at the Little League game talking shit to the coach and the one that had to get ejected from the game. Like, nigga, shut up. Get out. You're out.
You know what? I don't think it's to that degree. I think
You don't think so?
No, I think he has injected himself in places he shouldn't be. He like go to the school and start talking with the principal about sports, even though he was just there to fill out a fucking permission slip and start talking shit about the school because of sports. Like, he going to Sports Center and saying shit like, back in my heyday, I would kill Michael Jordan one-on-one.
Sir.
Which he was an athlete, but that's a comparison that you can't really make.
No.
He got into a beef with LeBron James because he said something about LeBron James' kids, and LeBron James was like, look, keep my kids out your mouth. He said something like, his kids ain't going to be good because, they're going to have to live in the shadow of their daddy or something like that.
What kind of bullshit is that to say about somebody's kid? See, that's you trying to get your ass kicked. You don't talk about folks' children.
And so another thing is that UCLA, the colors that the team had, he would wear their colors, but he would wear it with his own brand, baller brand. He never wore anything that said UCLA on it. Anytime he went to the games, he wore their colors, but he had his own brand that he was promoting. So his son, after being drafted, this is the current controversy, after being drafted, Nike, Adidas, all of the people that would normally give a new draft a shoe deal, they pulled out. They said, we're not going to give him a shoe deal because the daddy was like, we're not looking for just a shoe deal. We're looking for a co-branding partnership.
He was trying to promote draft pick, motherfucker. You ain't got pool yet to be doing that. You don't. Your son don't got that yet.
And he was trying to promote his own brand through that. He was like, look, we just want y'all to help our brand build up or whatever. So clearly that didn't work. So his son is probably going to be the first rookie to go into the NBA without a shoe deal because of his dad.
Lord, I hope I ain't that kind of parent.
But that's what I was going to go into. So he has 3 sons. All 3 of his sons are probably going to go to the NBA because they can ball. They can play. He was an athlete. He was an athlete himself. You know, I don't know how far he went. But the question becomes, he's been painted as, like, they talk a lot of shit about him in the media because of all of this little extra stuff he's doing. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the dialogue I've heard is, why everybody, you know, focusing on the bullshit, he's a good father.
Is he though?
They never talk about, you know, when a black man is, you know, a good father, they never talk about that part.
Where's the evidence that he's being a good father?
I don't know.
It sounds like he being a shitty father to me.
I mean, we don't have the evidence to know if he's a shitty father.
Well, like, you fucking up deals and shit for him. You trying to make decisions. It's not up to you. It's his shoe deal. He is the motherfucker that's out right now bouncing this ball around, that bounced it around good enough for him to get drafted and to have these offers. And then here you come in running your flap and fuck it to shit.
Well, it's possible to be a good father and a drama queen, you know? But I suspect that the kids are so used to him micromanaging their life
and
that it ain't no big deal to them.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
What are the odds that you got 3 sons and all 3 of them are gonna be playing pro ball?
I think he just worked the shit out of him. I think that might be the only. So, not saying that this is necessarily a bad thing, but the best way.
Michael J. You see what it did for the Jacksons, for the parents to be heavily involved and to work them and push them. So,
well, the best way from my perspective, as part professional, as part motherfucker that used to be a kid, the best way to get somebody that is a young person that's following you to enjoy something is to show them that you enjoy it. Now, I don't know if that's the case with him because it's different. If daddy just went and shot ball every single day and had them come out and shoot with him and he was showing them that they really enjoy it, you know, with work ethic, but he also worked with them, that's different than if he's standing on the sideline with a fucking lawn chair saying, do them dribbles. You missed that layup. Those are 2 different type of parents.
Yeah.
And we don't know which route he took to making those boys what they are, but considering how much he's micromanaging them, it looks more like to me that he's probably been the one that's a little bit more aggressive and assertive and this is what y'all are going to do type situation. But the question still becomes, like, what qualifies a good father? Because from the people that's saying why they're not talking about the fact that he's a good father is kind of just representing that he's supposed to be a good father because he's there.
And let me tell you some shit about that. I have a lot to say about that. Because I have had arguments with people about this whole 2-parent homes are better. It depends on the fucking parents in the home. Just because you have 2 parents in the household does not mean that you're going to be better off, that you're going to learn, you know, have a better time. No, I don't think just being there makes you a good father, because you can be there and you could be a child molester, but you've been taking care of them their whole life. You could be there and you could have all kind of substance abuse problems and be fucking, like, you could be there and be fucking up. You just being there is not you being a good parent. It takes more than that to be a good parent. Your presence is not enough.
But on the flip side, well, I guess not on the flip side, but you can also be a good parent, and that good parenting is overshadowed by a lot of other bullshit that you do or participate in or say or act out. Like, it can overshadow you being a good parent. Let's say because the position he's put himself in is he could be the best father in the world. But the fact that he done got out here and shown his arrogance and shown the world that he feels like his opinion and voice is way bigger than the big picture, and that his desire to, put his brand out there is bigger than his boys being able to craft their own path and make their own decision, it's overshadowed the possibility that he might be the best fucking dad in the world.
Yeah.
It's overshadowed that. All of that comes into play. You can't just isolate, well, he's a good dad, so that's all you should be talking about, when he's putting a lot of stuff out here in the media to make himself look a lot more like just an arrogant, micromanaging, and controlling man who care more about his agenda than he does about his kids being able to craft their own path. And it's turning a lot of people away from the balls. Like, colleges are going to be real hesitant to say,
Look at who
we got to deal with this daddy.
Yep.
The boys can play, but this damn daddy, though.
Because that's what comes along with them playing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not only that, but I think both of his sons, one that's in college and one that's in high school, have scored like a 80 to 90 point game. And so, I mean, I think that comes with like a lack of team play, which daddy has very little team play as it pertains to his sons.
I'm sure.
But see, that get into a bunch of other shit like parental entitlement, this shit the term that I use to mean parents who just think that their kids belong to them and can do whatever the fuck they want because they belong to them and treat them how they want and shit. Like, I don't like that concept, but I think it starts to go over into that realm.
I don't know. So, social justice bae. Let's talk about Jesse Williams.
Jesse Williams, Grey's Anatomy.
Yep. Jesse Williams has become beloved by many, not only because of Grey's Anatomy, which I don't watch, but also because of the social justice stuff and the speeches that he's been making here of late. And everybody was all excited because he was married to a sister. And not only a sister, but a sister with natural hair. So people were excited. Well, it came out this week, he is divorcing his sister with natural hair and mother of his 2 kids. Now, maybe shit didn't work out and people were still going to be upset about it. But I think why people are more upset is because the rumor is that he was doing like voiceover for some game, I think it was. And Minka Kelly was also, who's been attached to, A-Rod? Aaron Rodriguez? Is that A-Rod?
Let's go with it.
She dated him for a while. White lady. Minka Kelly's white. She's a bunch of Irish and some other white versions of white. But she's white. So now he's being attached to her and people are all in their feelings because they feel like, I know I said this earlier and you were like, he's social justice. But people felt like he was pro-black. And now he's chasing after this white girl. He is half white. He is black and white. He's half black, half white. So him chasing after a white woman is just him, chasing
That's a perceptual issue if people out here thinking he pro-black and anti-white. Because you could be pro-black and not anti-white, but there's a lot of people out here that's pro-black thinking that it means anti-white. This man mama is white.
His mother is indeed white. Yeah.
Why is it odd that he's dating a white woman? It's not odd that he's dating. I think that it's just different to see somebody who has such a strong vocal opinion about social justice and black people's rights to be dating a white person.
And not just dating a white person, but potentially leaving a black woman for a white woman. I think is where a lot of the issue comes from too. Like, it ain't like he was just with the white woman. He leaving. Now, I don't know why they divorced. His black wife could have been a bitch. I don't know. She could be a terrible person.
Well, see, I think that comes with the narrow-minded way of looking at it because he just might be leaving a bad relationship for a better relationship. Yeah. Like, because of how he has created himself and painted himself, we want to look at it like he leaving a black woman for a white woman. But look, that's this man's life. I mean, is he supposed to stay in a relationship he don't want to be in to be with a black woman?
No.
Or should he, if that is a bad relationship, is he should he have to leave that relationship and go to a black woman just because?
Well, I feel like, I think he's getting more scrutinized because he is Jesse Williams. But I feel like anytime a famous black man leaves they black wife or like somebody white, women get mad about it. Black women get mad about it. Like I feel like, again, they're probably more so mad because he's Jesse Williams. But I feel like they feel a little bitter, or not bitter. Let me not use bitter. They a little angry, regardless of who the celebrity is, if that is the way that it goes.
Well, that's like my entertainment theory. Jesse Williams is likely to be around damn 90% white women and 10% black women. Mm-hmm. Like, he would have to seek out black women.
His wife wasn't even in the entertainment industry. She was like, I forgot what like a teacher. She's not in the entertainment industry at all. His wife,
ain't no telling what she is.
Soon to be ex-wife is.
Ain't no telling what she is. But
and he don't want to pay her no spousal support. He's asking the courts to deny spousal support for her.
I wonder why. Shit, maybe he leaving her for a fucking reason.
He might be. I don't know. I have no idea.
But like, I'm just kind of frustrated with black people entitlement. Like, we feel like when people start supporting us, we somehow own them. They somehow belong to us, and if they do something that we don't agree with or approve of, here we are busting down their doors. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's the same way that Serena Williams is getting all of this hate because she's pregnant by a white man.
I mean, that's man shit.
What is wait. What does that mean? It's man. That's mansplaining if I've ever known. What is man shit? What does that mean?
That's more misogyny. That's more sexism. That's more men feeling like they have fucking ownership over women. That's like a different context. I mean, I guess it's a different context with the same concept that I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you're saying black people feel like they own Jesse Williams, or black women specifically feel like they own Jesse Williams.
Not necessarily, because Jesse Williams shit, a lot of his hatred come from the fact that he has been put on a pro-black platform. Mm-hmm. And he's moving to white shit. So that involves men and women. When it comes to Serena and that white man, black women ain't fucking pissed.
I could care less, to be
exactly.
honest.
Black women ain't mad about that shit. That is man shit. That's men, black men out here thinking that even though they talk shit about Serena and say she look like a man, I don't think
black men don't say that. Black men think she's amazing. That's white folks. But she didn't date black men, lots of them, and it hadn't worked out. Or, no, I won't say lots because that sounds bad. She didn't date a couple, and it hasn't worked out.
But black men will be okay with anything a black woman like Serena Williams does until they date a white man. And women don't care. Women be like, go on and get him, girl. You can't find no black man out here, girl. Go and get him, girl.
Do what you got to do.
Black men be like, how dare this woman go date a white man? That's the master's kids. How dare she? Like, that's different shit. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
It's rooted in different shit, but it look kind of the same, except it's everybody. It ain't just women that's mad. It's men who done listen to Jesse Williams talking about pro-black shit that's going to a white woman, and they don't agree with that shit. Like, yeah. So it's like more far-reaching than Serena Williams thing. But I don't know, man. His wife, she
go ahead. What is she?
I ain't say she got some unflattering pictures. she ain't ugly.
I mean, okay,
but she got it like, if you go to Google, her nice picture rate is about 30%.
When I first saw his wife, I was surprised because looking at him, I would have thought he would have been with somebody more attractive. That's not to say that she's not attractive. She's just not the level of attractive that I thought he would have like drawn. Minka Kelly is. I would have been. Now Minka Kelly don't surprise me. His wife kind of did.
She ain't like a. She's an acquired taste too,
Minka,
but not like his wife, but not like Van Jones and Brussels sprouts. More like cauliflower.
I eat cauliflower.
Yeah, don't nobody really have no problem with cauliflower. Yeah. If you put it with broccoli, you'll eat it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just hate it, but it ain't like nobody going rushing to get the shit either.
True. Yeah. Either way, I mean, he gonna do what he gonna do, and they, the courts are gonna do what they got. So he can request that she not get spousal support. But more than likely,
she gotta agree with that shit,
and she ain't gonna agree with that.
Unless she the one that messed up.
We'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
It's just
because he the one who wants the divorce. It's him getting the divorce, not her. So he's the one that started the process, not her.
But another point that we need to take as people is that we are all people. We all make mistakes, and our platforms don't always have to be tarnished because of the other mistakes that we make as humans. I mean, we gonna fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, unless you making like R. Kelly level mistakes.
I mean, if you pro-black and you got a good message and you out here raping kids, then fuck no. Take your ass on somewhere. Go. We don't need you speaking for us. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But like, shit, it's so many people out here having relationship issues that this is just a relationship issue. And I just don't think, I don't know. It's a real hard position to be in. Like, it's hard to know where the line is between when your actions negate how much we should value you and your message. I don't know. If it turns out that he been fucking women his whole relationship, and don't give a damn, didn't give a damn about his wife, but his main message is focused on oppression, because he ain't pro-black, he's pro-social justice. And so I assume that also means, the oppression of women, which if you're cheating on your woman, you ain't doing nothing but participating in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're participating in the fact that he's a man, he's probably the breadwinner, and he can do whatever he wants on his own. That would be the case if it turns out that he was doing some bullshit in the relationship to lead up to this.
I guess we'll find out with time.
Yep. So that's all I got. You got anything else on your mind?
I do not.
Hey, Wendy's, whoever run Wendy's account, they a savage. Wendy's has really picked up steam online because of how she been. Whoever it is, keep responding to shit. Especially these other restaurants, like destroying them. And on MJR, the website I go to look for people, like they've been drawing like animations of Wendy like fucking everybody else up the whole time. So if you go like the MJR and put in MIGUR and put in like Wendy's, it's just showing a lot of different people drawing her and drawing her with the Colonel and
that is
her roasting Ronald McDonald. It's just a whole bunch of shit, man. But these days, if you can get, like, people have become so outspoken about like TV and commercials and things on Twitter. If you can get a good campaign, people will follow you.
Yeah.
If on the flip side though, if you put out a commercial that's fucked up and don't include people that need to be included in it,
people will not fuck with you no more.
And you will know it that moment. You ain't gotta wait. You ain't gotta wait to see no projections. You will go to fucking Twitter right now.
Was trending on Twitter for like 2 days because of that fucking commercial.
Everything, like, all you gotta do is go to trending to see what the fuck's going on for the day.
That what I always do, go to trending just to see. And I saw Shay Morrison, I was like, what the fuck Shay Morrison did?
I bet you was hurt.
I was, cause I had just bought a new jar, a fresh jar. But that's okay.
Man, if you need to get rid of some of your shampoos and conditioners,
I done bought that shit. Now I'm gonna use it. We don't waste.
Whatever. Anyway, well, until we come to the next conversation,
We out.
holla.